Hey Virgo, it's Tina with 85th House Vibrations, and this is your general monthly reading for April 2019. I hope everybody is doing well. This is a general reading, so it won't resonate with everybody. There's a bunch of crap back there anyway. Virgo, you know what? I want to tell you guys thanks, because whether my numbers are really low or, you know, somewhat doing okay, I gotta say, Virgos always show up. You may not always like what I have to say, but you guys, the proof is in the numbers. Virgos always show up. So, you know, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in and listening to what I have to say. But, you know, that kind of makes sense that a Virgo will always show up, right? Okay. What was I about to say? It's dark in here. That's stating the obvious. I'm going to list the transits in the description box. I'm glad to be reading for you because I hate reading for Leo. I do. And it's because I'm Leo. And it is so hard for me to be objective. So, yeah, I don't like reading for Leo that much. Or Scorpio, because I'm Scorpio moon and Scorpio rising. So, yeah, I struggle with those a bit. So, I'm so happy to be through Leo, even though I got Scorpio to deal with. New spread that I'm trying out and using, which I think I like. I'm not a spread kind of girl. I was just telling Leo this. I really don't like spreads. I will throw out 3 cards, and I can get everything I need out of 3 cards. But I do this for y'all because, you know, I know 3 cards can get boring. And I want y'all to stick around. So that's that. Let's see. Mercury is direct now. It had been retrograde in Pisces, your opposite sign. How'd that go for you, Virgo? Did you find yourself being pulled in ways that were very Piscean, meaning, you know, not as tied to the analytics and the details as you would usually be? Were you able to go back and discover something that you could work with that didn't need to be just pick that and pick that and pick that, and maybe you just kind of got into it all feels? Just let me know how you all felt. The other thing is, let me know if you guys like this spread and how this goes. I made some missteps, I think, with Leo, because I was just turning over the cards all willy-nilly, and I have to understand how I'm turning over these cards. So, all right, work with me. Work with me, people. The only one that I'm going to turn over in a different fashion is this one. The other ones will be, you'll get it. But this one, I'm turning over like this. So, Virgo, this is you. It's the death card reversed. So, you're still trying to hang on to something, Virgo. You're not allowing something to die. It's too beautiful to you. It's too perfect for you, to you. And it's probably one of the only perfect things that you've ever had, or you felt like you had, and you don't want to let it go. You got to let it go because that's unhealthy. Something has to die in order for something else to live. Now, you probably say, that's not my problem. I know. But that's just how it works. That death is not necessarily literal. Don't misunderstand. When we talk about this death card in Tarot, we are talking about that transformation. Probably from the serpent to the, oh geez, look. It's a Scorpio card. From the serpent to the ground dweller to the, I can't even get it right. Anyway, you're trying to go from the serpent to the phoenix. You get it. So allow whatever it is that you're hanging on to be gone. You got to let it go so that you can live. It's over now. Okay. The next card. Okay, so I turn that card over like that way. But then all the next cards I'm going to be, this is the top for each of them. If I screw up, somebody let me know. This top. That's what we're doing. Okay, so the next card is The Ten of Wands. Okay, so you got a lot on your shoulders, especially financially. I know this is not Pentacle. However, it's in your position of money and finances, resources, and things like that. Lot on you for the month of April. You can, of course, you can do it, Virgo. And it just kind of may be that time for you to just grab a hold of everything. And you probably try to do this a lot anyway. But Virgo, you know, there are some things that you can let fall by the wayside. You be like, you know, forget that. But you've got this reputation of, you know, nitpicking or going over every little thing, dotting your I's and T's. Yeah, this is true. But there are some areas of life, sometimes it's like there's a method to your madness, but it's like, you know, I'm going to just concentrate on this, and I'm going to concentrate on this to death. So there's going to be a need for you in the month of April to really scatter your energies and hold it all together while you're doing it. And it's probably going to be difficult. And with you trying to hold on to something, that's only going to make that more difficult. So, you know, trouble don't last always. And I'm not saying this is trouble, but it is hard work. Understand that this too shall pass. And just hold it all together for April. We'll talk about something else different in May. The next card is the, I have to put my glasses on. It's the Nine of Swords reversed. So, this is in your position of love and whoever it is that you're dealing with, your spouse, your partner, somebody very close to you, somebody that you are romantically involved with or have some sort of romantic feelings for. I mean, they are doing okay. They are doing okay with the Nine of Swords reversed. Whatever it was that may have been troubling them, whether that was about you or something that was going on personally with them, because even if you guys are a couple, people have their own personal issues, but they are doing okay. If they have been bogged down and stressed out and this has affected you, they're coming out of that, and this can't be anything but good. Just work through it so the burdens can lighten. This may be something that you have found yourself trying to hold on to. And let me tell you something. In unhealthy relationships that we don't want to admit are unhealthy, even though your spouse or your partner or whatever may have been, oh my God, you know, let's just say that you may not have been dealing with the top brass. And I don't mean that to be ugly. It's just that maybe you've been dealing with somebody who at one point, you know, was always dealing with anxiety and depression and stress, and you know, nothing could ever go good for them, and blah blah blah, and you know, it's a lot. And Virgo has got his own anxious energy, being ruled by Mercury. Mercury is all over the place trying to do everything all the time, and Mercury rules you. So even though you are more of a receiver of information than Gemini being the other sign that's ruled by Mercury, they output and you take in. They put out, you take in for the most part. So anyway, this could have been, you know, a lot on you, but they're coming out of it. But what we find in these codependent, unhealthy relationships, and I think I talked to you about this, Virgo, a few months ago about codependency. That may have been in February. Let it go. Let that go. I know you love to feel needed, and when this person comes out of this state of mind that they were in, you may find that they are doing a lot of things on their own. They're brightening up, they're, you know, blossoming, and they're not allowing themselves to be weighed down and unable to sleep, and you know, feeling guilt or whatever over whatever it is they were going through. You could see this person change a lot, their mind state. It could be hard for you, whether or not you realize this, to let that go. They've completed that cycle though. But, you know, maybe somewhere deep down it was better for you or you felt like it was better for you when they needed your help more that way. But it's unhealthy for you to hold on to that. If I hadn't already said that, 27 times. This is a good thing. The next card is the Temperance card reversed. So people around you, you might find they're going to be impatient and intolerant. You may not be dealing with the most optimistic situations with other people. Now, could that have anything to do with this card in this position? It could, and sometimes it does. But in this case, I think this is a totally different situation. I feel like this is just kind of like people you're going to be dealing with in general in April. You're going to find... Did I turn that card over right? Jesus. Okay, so let's say this. If I didn't turn that card over right, there's one or two things going on here. If I turned it over this way mistakenly, let's just go ahead and read it. You're gonna be dealing with some assholes. If it was supposed to be this way, then they're not gonna be assholes. They will be balanced people who understand what their calling is. They're optimistic and willing to explore and all. This is a Sagittarius rule card, and they are sowing into themselves and into their calling and to the people around them. Being around, I think the Temperance card in the upright position is an absolute blessing. In the reverse, if I turn this over wrong, then it is not that. It's the other thing. So just remember, guys, how I turned it over, and then that's the one we go with. I got to get used to this spread. Okay, next up is the High Priestess reversed. And I turned this one over right this time. The High Priestess reversed. The second of the major arcana. And we got 3 of those on the table. So, Virgo, big changes for you. Big changes for you. And I'm going to say, even if she was supposed to be upright, I feel like, it's not going to be your ideal situation with the cards coming up like they are. All of these major arcana are reversed. So what I'm feeling like is a repression, Virgo. You are really going to try to hold something back. Hold it down. And I think with this High Priestess reversed, your superpower, how you need to get through all of this is to not be passive. There's work to do. You got to get moving. You can't allow yourself at this juncture to be hanging out in the dark. Common sense, logic, all of those things are gonna need to play a big part. When she's in the upright position, she is the knower of all. Everything that's in the dark and the light. I mean, this is books, this is energy. She gets her knowledge from every which way, and she relies on her instinct. Well, with her being reversed, that's not the case. And because this is your superpower, usually when I see the High Priestess reversed, my thing is to say, hey, you've been looking away from your gut and your intuition, and you should get into that. Well, no, not in this case. Your superpower is to not get into that. You need to stay on the surface and stop dwelling in that subconscious right now and really come into the reality of what things are around you. This, as weird as it is to say with what I do, is for you, Virgo, not the time for psychic work. Um, so yeah, stay on the surface, stay in 3D, even though, you know, it could be disputed about whether or not 3D is real. So far as I've heard, we are living in an illusion anyway. But let's just pretend we're not and get on what looks like the surface so we can deal with these things going on around us. You're going to need to be very, very present. Very present. No time for daydreaming and spacing out and wondering what could be and what used to be. None of that. Okay, the last card, which is the outcome, is the Ace of Rods. New opportunity, blessing from the universe. If you allow these old things in you to die and you stay present, because you're going to have to. You got a lot on your shoulders this month. Once all is said and done, and you've got these 3 lessons to learn, and look how they line up. Isn't that like if we took these cards out right here? Isn't that is that a biohazard symbol, or am I tripping? I'm just saying. Anyway, it's kind of funny to me how those lined up. Anyway, so yeah. Once all is said and done, and you go through the go-throughs for April, you are going to be blessed with this, what seems out of nowhere, opportunity, new start, new passion, new journey. If some of you men have been in a celibate state for a while, and maybe that has something to do with your partner's mind state. For those of you in relationships, you might get you some this month. I'm just saying. Anyway, that's the way I see it. So if you would like to get a personal reading with me, my information is in the description box. You can follow me on Facebook or Twitter. It was really good talking to you, Virgo. I hope to talk to you guys again next month.